This should never hurt. This should never hurt.
The sound you're about to hear can be devastating to your ear.
Listen up!
Now hear this. Now hear this.
This should never hurt.
The sound you're about to hear can be devastating to your ear.
You are here.
Listen up, man. Here we go.
Yeah.
The sound you're about to hear can be devastating to your ear.
You are here.
Now hear this. Now hear this.
This should never hurt.
The sound you're about to hear can be devastating to your ear.
You are here.
We hear you.
To the pride in our city.
This should never hurt.
We hear you.
To the pride in our city.
We hear you.
You are here.
We hear you.
To the pride in our city.
We hear you.
Here we go.
To the pride in our city.
We hear you.
To the pride in our city.
We hear you.
You are here.
We hear you.
To the pride in our city.
We hear you.
This should never hurt.
We hear you.
To the pride in our city.
This should never hurt. 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 Here we go.
Here.
We hear you.
To the pride in our city.
This should never hurt.
We hear you.
To the pride in our city.
We hear you.
Here.
That's communication in its best position.